Is it true somebody saw Gunrun doing Uber Eats? Or were they just making that up for Twitter? I saw somebody on Twitter saying that a few months ago. They said like they saw him in, where was it? Little Tokyo? At first I thought they were making it up, but like it seemed way too specific to be made up. The way it was written. Could be a doppelganger. Like, is he really that, no offense, like, Gunrun? Literally who? They didn't have any pictures or anything. It was just like somebody on Twitter that was just like, oh yeah, I'm working at this place in Little Tokyo and I saw Gunrun doing Uber Eats deliveries. If he went bankrupt, he probably lost almost everything. True. Yeah, everybody else should have given him a slice of the money that they stole. I guess maybe not. What a wild few years, huh? Look at those slices of meat on that thing. Holy crap. Maybe he's working his way up to steal from Uber Eats. Oh my god. I still can't believe all that shit even happened. The shock still really hasn't worn off. Like, I'm glad it got resolved to the point that it did and people got out of a really bad situation. Especially some of the, like, my previous manager with VShojo, she was really nice. Panini. I'm so glad she got out of it alright. Cause she was one of the best people ever. I felt bad, like, all the other staff that didn't do anything wrong and they were actually great probably had to suffer so much because of the decisions and all the fuck-ups of all the upper people. It just wasn't right. But I'm glad that they seem to be doing a lot better now, for sure. Just companies like this, I feel like a lot of times they're just not run very well. You know, there's incompetence for sure, but then there's straight up just like psycho shit, which I feel like was VShojo's whole thing. Like if VShojo just like went under and was just like, oh yeah, like oopsie, we made a little misstep, oopsie doopsie, that would have sucked for everybody. But it wouldn't have been as like shocking. Like I'm still processing all of that shit. Just how psychotic so much of it was. Like the things that happened, some of the things that still can't even be talked about. Not to be like the vague post-king man. But it's just bizarre. I guess like you hear about stuff like this all the time, like, but like once you experience it, it's wild. It's like, wow, like people in real life can really be that like underhanded and fucked up and weird. How does that happen? How do people go down that kind of road in life, you know? Like companies mismanaging stuff and being incompetent, like that's pretty normal when it comes to like almost every company ever. But like being the kind of stuff that went down in that company, boy. Probably like year 1, good intentions, year 2, incompetence, year 3 to 5, worse and worse and worse. Yeah, maybe it just like spirals out of control. They had something really great on their hands and squandered it, yeah. And they squandered so much for like so many innocent people too. There's the fucked up part. I don't know. I think sometimes people get into positions of power for the wrong reasons and they get drunk with that power and it just like perverts their brain. Whoa, look at those horsies. They just get lost in the sauce, I guess. Whoa, Balto, Rainbow Dash. Yeah, it's very rare that somebody who is like well-meaning and genuine gets into a position of power like that. Unfortunately, a lot of times people get into positions of power and they misuse that power. They let it get to their head. I think they come from a place where they have a complex of being like I can say this because I was a nerd in school, okay? But they were a nerd in school, and maybe they were bullied or something, or maybe they felt like powerless because like, oh, all the popular kids get to have all this stuff and all this power, and I'm just a nerd, a loser. Then they go into tech later in life and work their way up and do a startup. Yeah, I got an idea. Let's do a startup, and we're gonna make some big moves in the tech industry. We're gonna make some big strides. And they get this like perverse like nerd power revenge fantasy brain disorder. I bet he didn't even try playing Dark Souls 2. Yeah, and that is the most fucked up part of all. Look at that bread. Oh, just described my first boss at my IT job. Oh god, I can't imagine anything worse than that. It's probably the type of guy that wears the fucking shoes with all the individual toes. It's like, hey, you wanna go do rock climbing at my rock climbing gym? We're a cool IT job. We don't have desks. We got the bouncy exercise balls, and we have a cool little rec room where we all get together and do team building exercises. He did? Bro, that type of guy is just made in a factory, I guess. Wow. This is all for Jesus, by the way. The factory is society. True. It's just a lot of times, nerds with a chip on their shoulder, they let that chip take a hold of them. The chip gets down deep into their soul. It starts to control them like a virus.